An indie craft show that happens twice a year. It features crafters and artists from all over the country, and this is the 10th anniversary this year. And to celebrate, the Crafty Supermarket is expanding to 2 days this weekend at Music Hall. Crafty Supermarket organizer Chris Salley Davis is with us, along with crafter Sarah Horn of Sarah Horn Ceramics. Good to see you, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Sarah, before you start showing us what you do, Chris, tell me a little bit about Crafty Supermarket for people who haven't been before.
Sure. So we started 10 years ago as a tiny show at the Northside Tavern with 20 makers, and we've grown and grown over the years, and now we fill the entire ballroom at Music Hall with over 100 makers. We have food vendors. We draw artists from all over the Midwest, and a lot of Cincinnati favorites, Sarah being one of them.
This is a great way to get something really different from what you're going to find in a box store. Yeah, and personal. So Sarah, tell me a little bit about some of the work that you brought in to show us today that you'll be showing off at Crafty Supermarket.
Sure. Well, I'm a ceramic artist, and I work primarily with slab work, which means I work with flat clay. So I make tiles, I make some dishes and ornaments, and I get to do some like painting and drawing and printmaking processes, but with clay and glazes.
Isn't that beautiful? That tile of Alt Park, or these little dishes, are just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, these are suitable for a wall.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or for serving.
I look at most of my work as decorative. It's like a small painting, but with a slightly different medium. And I have an obsession with local architecture because Cincinnati is great.
Absolutely.
So most of my work has a lot of local landmarks and buildings that I love.
Okay, so you are going to show us kind of how you make one of these. You've got the Cincinnati Museum Center.
Yeah. So the life of a tile is about a month or 6 weeks or so. I will design a tile, make a plaster press mold. So this is an example of a plaster press mold. And a fresh tile I just pressed this morning. So when I pop out a tile, I have the incised design, and then I'll put that aside. And so then I'll clean up the edges, and then this is out of the first firing. And I will inlay the glaze. So I've applied some black glaze over the design. So if I were to, here, I'll demonstrate very quickly. This is the fun part. I'm gonna try not to get water everywhere. I can remove the glazes so that it stays in the recessed areas.
Isn't that neat?
Always a fun moment in my studio when I get to pop those images out. And then I'll use glazes to, different underglazes to add color, almost like a watercolor wash. And put a clear glaze. So this is what it looks like going into the kiln with its clear glaze, and when it comes out of the kiln, it'll look like that. So it goes through 2 firings, a bisque firing and a glaze firing.
That's neat.
It's a process.
Yeah, so if I wanted to buy this at the Crafty Supermarket, what would that cost, something like that?
Well, generally the larger tiles I charge $50 for, and the smaller I charge $40, but because this is the 10-year anniversary, I'm doing a little throwback. And going to my 10-year ago prices, so they'll be $45 and $35.
Well, isn't that
deals.
great? That's really nice. And again, it's this Saturday and Sunday.
This Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 5, both days. People can line up at the beginning around 10:30, 11, and the first 100 shoppers get a free swag bag that's also designed by one of our makers. And we have music and food vendors. It's just a lot of fun.
It sounds like a blast. So go to Music Hall and support some local artists like Sarah. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Now here's Tara.
How cool. That was really